everybody, Linda Watson here, your independent consultant with Norwex. You're probably watching this video because you've been invited to a Facebook party or an in-home demonstration, or you've just had some friends or family who have been raving about the Norwex claws and what a great job they do on their windows. So I'd like to take this opportunity to talk to you about what sets Norwex claws apart from those in a retail location. So first and foremost, Norwex offers a 2-year warranty on their cloths. So if something goes wrong with your cloth within the first 2 years or 500 washes, whichever comes first, you'll get a replacement cloth. The second thing is the quality of the cloth. In order for a cloth to be considered microfiber, the government regulates that it has to be at least 1/6 of a strand of hair fine. And the Norwex cloths are 1/200th of a strand of a hair fine, which is hard to fathom. So if you were to take this one cloth and you were to unravel it, it would stretch all the way from the Canada-US border down to the Gulf of Mexico. There's over 3 million meters of microfiber in this cloth, which is hard to imagine. But that is what does the amazing cleaning, the microfiber. The other thing that sets them apart is they have microsilver embedded into that microfiber, and I will explain a little bit more about that later. It's for self-purification. So, anyways, in order to do the demonstration, I thought I'd do a chicken demo. So we need the cloth, and we need our raw chicken, and we need our protein testers. Now these protein testers are not supplied by Norwex. We purchased them from a separate company altogether, and they are used in the for food industry or for daycare centers for them to go in and do testing to make sure that their surfaces are clean. So the testers themselves have the color coding on them, which shows that if the tester turns purple, protein is present. If the tester turns green, there is no protein on the surface. So green means clean. Okay, so I'm going to take my raw chicken and I'm going to apply it to the cutting board surface here. And I'm going to take my tester, and we're going to test for protein. So obviously, we know that there's going to be protein there when we have raw chicken on the surface. But anyways, we'll show that it turns purple when there is protein on the surface. So I'm going to put it back in the vial, and I'm going to release the copper ions from up here, and then they will react with any protein that's present. It takes a little while for it to happen, so I'm going to just set that aside for now. I can see the purple coming already. And now I'm going to take my cloth. Now when you use the cloth, you want to expose the surface to as much microfiber as possible. So they recommend folding it in half and then half again. I'm going to fold it a couple of times because it's just more comfortable in my hand. It's not really important how you fold it, it's just that you make sure you want to have as much of the surface of the cloth go on this surface so that the microfiber will do its cleaning. So I'm just going to wipe the surface with the microfiber and place the cloth chicken side up over here. Now I'm going to take my other tester and we're going to do the same thing over the surface where we just wiped with the cloth. And then we'll release the copper ions again. And if there's no protein on the surface, it will remain green. Green for clean. And you will see that this one has definitely turned purple, which shows that there was protein on that surface. Okay? And this one is remaining green. So now I'm going to take the chicken side up of the cloth and I'm going to re-wipe the surface that we just cleaned. And what I'm going to try to show you here is that there is no transferring of anything from that surface. Okay. So we haven't transferred any contaminants from the top of that cloth back onto the surface. And this will remain green. And then we'll take it one step further And we'll actually go over the cloth that had the raw chicken juice on it and test that to see if there is any there. Because what that microfiber does is it lifts up any of the dirt and debris and pulls it into the cloth. It's not on the surface. That's why you saw me wiping my hands on there. I don't worry about that because I know that the contaminants aren't there. So it is remaining green, as you can see. And the other one obviously is purple. So actually what I've done here by doing this test is I've proven that you can take this cloth and you can go to your washroom and you can clean your toilet, and then you can come out to your kitchen and clean your sink, and you don't have to worry about cross-contamination. Now I know none of us would do that, and Norwex knows that too, because none of us would do it. But anyways, they make 4 different colors of the cloth: blue, green, pink, and our newest color is gray. And the reason for that is so that you can color code. So you can use one color always for your bathroom jobs, one color always for your kitchen jobs, and another color for outdoor jobs, and another one just for general purpose. So you can do it however you want. But the biggest misconception, and also what you have to do after you clean with a surface like this or do any kind of a job like that with your cloth, what you want to do is take it over to the sink. And then what you're going to do is rinse it under the hot water tap, so that at that point, that microsilver that I talked about earlier is going to go to work with its self-purification properties against mold and fungi and bacterial odor. And then you rinse it out, it goes down, it opens up the little fibers so that it releases all of that dirt and debris down the drain, and then you hang it up to dry with this handy little thing right here in the corner, and within 24 hours it's ready to use again. That's another good reason to have different cloths on hand, so that while one is in its purification mode, you can be using another. So the biggest misconception people have when they just first hear about Norwex is that the microfiber cloths are great for windows, which they are. They save you a lot of time and money because you don't need paper towels or any glass cleaners or anything like that. They don't leave lint behind, there's no streaks, it just is such a fast and quick job, and they are awesome for windows and mirrors and things. But they can be used for so much more. I consider this a real workhorse, and I just tell everybody to reach for this cloth first whenever something happens. If you spill wine on your carpet, things on your clothing, it took mustard out of my grandson's beige shorts, it took beet juice out of my white capris. Use it for your sink, your chrome taps, your fridge, your stove, your toaster oven, microwave, whatever you can think of, outdoor furniture, your car, everything. So this is an amazing cloth, and I know you'll enjoy it. So if you have any further questions about why the Norwex cloth is so great, you can get a hold of me at www.lindawatson.norwex.biz. Thanks very much. Hope you have a great day. Bye.